In 2021, Hindus for Human Rights hired this first full-time staff person, that's me. So good job. And the next achievement is we had 4 television appearances on MSNBC, NDTV, and TV Asia. We held 16 congressional briefings on human rights issues in India with 17 other human rights organizations, featuring 69 frontline activists from India and the diaspora. We had over 20 face-to-face meetings with congressional offices, and we published 27 articles in 9 different media outlets, including The Nation, Foreign Policy Magazine, and Religion News Service. We received 43 submissions from South Asian American students for our first ever Civil Rights and Essay and Art contest organized with Indian American Muslim Council. We got 67 organizations to sign statements condemning violence against Hindus in Bangladesh. And then when there was subsequent violence against Muslims in India's Tripura state, we got a letter to the Secretary of State signed by 35 organizations and 175 individuals. Overall, we were mentioned in 121 articles in over 50 news outlets. This past summer, we joined Native American leaders in protesting the Line 3 pipeline in northern Minnesota, where I was the only Hindu member out of a multi-faith delegation of 350 faith leaders and over 1,500 people overall. When the Hindu American Foundation filed a defamation lawsuit against our co-founders, we got signatures for solidarity statements from 435 academics, scholars, and writers, some of whom are here tonight, thank you, and from 40 South Asian diaspora organizations. And finally, we've been reaching 542 congressional staffers through our monthly India Update congressional newsletter. And all of this, what's that? Oh my gosh, we got it, all right. I feel very accomplished. And we did this actually all with just a team of 1 full-time staff, yours truly, 1 part-time staff, 1 advocacy intern, and 11 board members.
Thank you, Nikhil. Firstly, I'd like to say that it's truly an honor to speak here tonight. So I thank Nikhil and the team at Hindus for Human Rights for giving us this opportunity. ICDR International works towards the prohibition of caste-based discrimination. And we are committed to ensuring equal rights, justice, and opportunities for Dalits and the marginalized. Today, we take this opportunity to thank Hindus for Human Rights for being our strong support and fierce partners. We applaud your resilience and the sheer will that you have shown in becoming the voice of those millions of people facing racism, casteism, and religious oppression. As an NGO and activists ourselves, we understand the challenges in staying resolute and courageous in today's world, with rising authoritarianism and growing threat to organizations and individuals who speak for the rights of others and expose the wrongdoings of the governments. It has become exceedingly difficult to carry out crucial work, and most importantly, work freely and safely. And despite all these challenges and barriers, we know and we believe that Hindus for Human Rights will continue its remarkable work. We also hope that many others will join us in supporting your work. There are many things that I would love to say and keep going on and on, but I have very limited time. So I'll stop here. And once again, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
one of the very few Hindu religious leaders who has spoken out against Hindu nationalism and caste. I feel very lucky to have spoken alongside him at the 2018 Parliament of World's Religions, and he is just a fearless individual and someone that I think all of us at Hindus for Human Rights really look up to. Swami Agnivesh was inspired by the Hindu teaching of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. And this is a phrase that we hear very often from politicians and religious leaders and all sorts of people. But Swami Agnivesh really took it to heart, meaning that if the world is one family, and if there are people who are facing oppression, then they're part of, we have to stand up for our family members in concrete and in important ways. And so throughout his life, Swami Agnivesh was inspired by this teaching to fight for the rights of communities who weren't necessarily his own. These included bonded laborers, religious minorities, Adivasis, Dalits, and other caste-oppressed communities.
In 1981, he founded the Bonded Labor Liberation Front. And in the midst of the anti-Sikh pogroms of 1984, Swami Agnivesh directly confronted Hindu mobs in Delhi and called for an end to the violence. He was physically attacked by Hindu extremist mobs on many occasions, including in 2011 and 2018. Even outside India, he received threats from these groups, such as the 2018 Parliament of World Religions in Toronto, where he was a keynote speaker. Swami Agnivesh was close to many of us in Hindus for Human Rights. Our first retreat as an organization was held at his ashram. In recognition of his fearless commitment to human rights for all, the Swami Agnivesh Memorial Award recognizes one individual and one organization whose faith inspires them to fight for justice.
This was our beloved Swamiji, a role model, a spiritual father whom I have known since I was 7 years old. A warrior who has shaped my life to serve the cause of the people in face of all adversity without fear or favor. I will never forget his most vibrant message. Always ensure the freedom to doubt, the freedom to debate, and if necessary, the freedom to dissent.
Pleased to recognize Ajit Sahi, an Indian American civil rights activist who currently serves as the advocacy director with Indian American Muslim Council. Ajit has been a dedicated campaigner for civil liberties, human rights, and religious freedom in India for over a decade. He has testified before the Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission in the US House of Representatives, and he's spoken boldly about human rights violations in India. Before joining Indian American Muslim Council, Ajit was a journalist who worked with leading Indian publications and television news stations. He served as the executive editor of the investigative Tehelka news magazine, and in 2011, he traveled to Egypt as a reporter, and he covered the Arab Spring from Cairo. Ajit, we are deeply inspired by your work to bring together dozens of diverse organizations to work together towards a common cause, that of justice and democracy in India. Ajit also leads and strengthens these coalitions with a very clear vision and unstoppable energy. I know this firsthand. I work very closely with Ajit throughout, since I've started with Hindus for Human Rights, and he's someone that I can pick up the phone at any moment and have a conversation with and discuss, campaigns and strategies or just something urgent that just come up. And he has just given so much of his energy and time and passion to this work. And he's been a trusted mentor and a close partner to all of us in Hindus for Human Rights. And of course, most inspiring of all, being a Hindu, Ajit works tirelessly for the rights of Muslim Indians. And so in that spirit, we are very proud to recognize Ajit Sahi with the Swami Agnivesh Memorial Award.
Thank you, Hindus for Human Rights, for this award. I am deeply, deeply honored, deeply humbled, deeply touched by this recognition. I don't have words to thank you. I'm not even sure I'm worthy of this award. I accept it in the name of everybody. I'm just a follower. I just follow people. I just follow heroes. I just follow ideas. I believe that there is so much that is being done in India and in the United States, but my primary focus is India. And it's especially an honor for me, a privilege for me to get this award in the name of Swami Agnivesh. I first met Swami Agnivesh in the year 1989.
Now we're excited to announce the organizational winner, which is Dhanak. And Dhanak of Humanity, founded in 2005, Dhanak of Humanity is a nonprofit organization in India made up of interfaith couples, intercaste couples, and individuals who believe in human rights and freedom of choice. Dhanak fights for an individual's right to choose in matters of marriage or relationships, against religious conversion for the sake of marriage, against honor-based crimes, and against forced marriages in India. Dhanak is the only organization in India providing support and conducting advocacy for interfaith and intercaste couples, LGBTQIA couples, and individuals who choose to assert their autonomy. Over the years, Dhanak has touched the lives of over 5,000 individuals. We have followed the work of Dhanak over the last 2 years and are deeply inspired by the work you do to support interfaith, intercaste, same-sex, and other non-traditional couples who, want to live their lives of love without facing these pressures and dangers from society and their families. So we are pleased to invite Asif Iqbal, the founder of Dhanak, to offer some brief remarks.
So this is really an honor, and right to choose. Yes, Shalija is flashing the trophy, the felicitation which we have received. Thank you, Shalija. And right to choose is a big issue where religion and caste, it becomes an alibi to stop particularly the female. And conversion becomes an issue because that's the easiest possible thing and accepted form of thing where society accepts that, okay, the female has converted her name and religion and whatever culture. So we are totally against it. We believe that it's a constitutional right, it's a fundamental right, and there is a civil law under which the people can get married, couple can get married. Although it's a challenge because it's still a far distant reality. We are struggling. We are working with the governments. We are pressurizing the state governments for opening of safe houses for such couples because we feel that this is a responsibility of government. Also working with the parents and the religious communities because there has to be change in mindset. Talking with parents is difficult because it becomes easy once the couple take a decision, but if they are still in the process, it takes a lot of time and energy. Yes, it's a struggle, and fortunately we have partners and friends from all across world. So that's quite inspiring, and it is really a humbling experience to get the first ever award. Thank you so much.
This is really beautiful. I think it speaks to so much of the work that has been ongoing, and another $2,000 gift. Okay, so
Alam. All right. Oh, that's
beautiful.
Just someone saying, okay.
Okay, beautiful. And so as let's just keep these donations coming in for the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
I bet that we're going to be able to make up to $30,000 tonight. And if we do, that's gonna just boost this work, boost this next year, and remind us all that, Hindus for Human Rights, the importance of this work, and also just the, how possible and necessary it is to change the world that we live in.
Amadere boshundora tamar maje aje deshe shokol shesher shera koshe shopno diye toiri shedesh shruti এমন দেশটি কোথাও খুঁজে পাবে না কো তুমি সকল দেশের রানী সেজে আমার জন্মভূমি সেজে আমার জন্মভূমি সেজে আমার জন্মভূমি চন্দ্র সূর্য গ্রহ তারা কোথায় উজ্জ্বল এমন ধারা কোথায় এমন কালে তরিত এমন কালো